Organizational processes and information security policies. We're looking at mergers and acquisitions still. If you don't have change control in there, and during a merger, processes are going to change from one organization to the other. They've got to come together. Someone's going to be changing. In an acquisition, well, usually it's a smaller company. Their processes are going to have to change. You don't implement change control. You're going to introduce new vulnerabilities. People are going to change things willy-nilly. Whatever they think is a good idea, just go ahead and do it. No, you don't have processes that are controlled, things that are constrained. You don't put in these controls. People will go around things. They'll find holes. You won't be secure. You've got to manage these changes. Confidentiality in mergers and acquisitions. People in the company that's being purchased, or even in a merger, one company kind of comes out on top. You know, I look at two different merged airlines, Delta and Northwest. It was a merger. If you were on the Northwest side, it didn't look like a merger. It looked like an acquisition. Everything in Northwest disappeared except for the management, which took over Delta, but they treated everything old Northwest history bad. I was on one of the last Northwest flights. I remember the stewardess. I had been bumped to first class. Fly enough, they'll do that to you to punish you, make you stay on their airline. You know, they were saying, take the glasses, take the knives and forks. They're just going to destroy it all. It was like, wow. It didn't feel like a merger. It felt like an acquisition, and not a very nice one. United and Continental, another merger. Well, there's no longer a Continental, but it looks like Continental's management took over. The logo from Continental got brought onto the planes. I've been on planes where the Continental name still appears inside the plane. They're not trying to strip it out of existence. It's United, but they look like they gained some customer service. That looked like a merger. Now, I didn't see anyone terribly unhappy in the Continental United merger. I didn't see people bad-mouthing. I didn't hear things happening inside the company on all of its problems. I heard it from the Delta Northwest one. The flight crews were talking, the staff were talking, baggage handlers were talking. Everyone was talking, and things were leaking out. Not the way it should be. Confidentiality was not maintained. Disclosure of sensitive information. I learned too much about the workings of a Delta during that acquisition. I didn't learn a whole lot about the workings of United and Continental except for the positive things about the organizations. They had some good press spinning there. They made it look good, and the people working for the organizations overall made it look good. I saw some trepidation. They weren't sure exactly what was going to happen, but overall, people looked happy. They controlled those and had a positive. Review of security policies and after mergers and acquisitions. Remember, you got two different companies coming together. They've got different policies. They've got different processes. You're going to be changing the processes. You're going to be enforcing the policies of one on the other for the most part. So sometimes there's a time where they still run relatively separate and the policies slowly change out, the processes slowly change out. Think of the United customers. Their web interface that they were used to, gone. It's Continental's web interface. Became United, Continental became United. Okay, the logo on the web page changed, but it looked the same. There was no difference, except if you were an old United flyer, then everything was different. You felt like it was Continental Airlines grown super huge. Okay. There's going to be changes. Policies will have to be adapted for that merger. One company is going to lose what they had. Another one is going to enforce their policy on it. Combined organizations need security technologies implemented. They need to integrate them. Remember, these companies take a long time to merge. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to acquire and put your processes in place. You need to implement security and usually additional security because you got differences that have to be controlled during that merger and acquisition time.